Hello everyone, including those at home. We're about to start and we have a full room of people here, lots of questions I'm sure, so we'll get started. And I was just mentioning to Ajahn, I was looking at a sutta in Anguttara Nikaya, which relates to what we were discussing yesterday about Dhammadhara, which is often used together with Bahu Sutta, well learned and well endowed or retained understanding. And I won't read it all because it's long, but it talks about 4 kinds of people. The first one is one who has very little learning, very little hearing or reading of the suttas, the Abhidhamma, the Vinaya, the various texts, and what they have heard hasn't been retained. So they are criticized on both accounts. And the second one is one that has learnt a lot, studied a lot, heard a lot, read a lot of all the various texts, but the learning has not succeeded. It hasn't been retained. The understanding hasn't developed. So for this one, the learning has not succeeded. So however much one studies, however much Pali one knows, however many terms and words one knows, if there's no understanding of the Dhamma now, it's useless. And the third one has learnt little, but what has been learnt, what has been heard, what has been studied, has been retained. And in this case, the learning has succeeded. So better to have studied and listened to a little, but to have well considered and retained what has been heard. And the fourth one, of course, is the one that has learnt and heard a lot and has retained what has been learnt and heard. And of course, this one is very highly praised. And this is where they mention Bahu Sutta, well learnt, and Dhammadharo, very well retained what has been heard. And in the English translation for the last one, it says, when a disciple of the Buddha is highly learned, an expert on the Dhamma, endowed with wisdom, this is what the translation is of Dhammadhara, an expert on the Dhamma, endowed with wisdom. It just means that wisdom has been retained. Like a coin of refined mountain gold, who is fit to blame him? Even the Devas praise such a one. By Brahma too he is praised. So the important point is about the retaining of what has been heard and considered. Otherwise, like a leaking vessel, if it all leaks out, then it's all forgotten and not retained. So anyway, I thought it was just a good sutta relating to Dhammadhara. And on another point, I'd like to encourage Alberto to speak. He gave a good transcription of some comments that John had made some time ago, but I thought that when I heard it, it wasn't quite right. So I think it's important for it to be clarified. Otherwise, it's repeated again and again, and people read the transcript. Alberto gave the topic, the title, 3 Stages of Pariyatti. And what had been said was that there were 3 stages of pariyatti, of the 4 noble truths, leading to patipatti. And you mentioned pariyatti of patipatti and pariyatti of pativeda. And pariyatti at the level of understanding what is there at an absolute reality, and so on. But I think that what Ajahn was actually just referring to was the 3 rounds, the 3 levels of understanding, pariyatti, patipatti, and pativeda, because it sounded a little strange to me to hear about 3 stages of pariyatti and pariyatti of patipatti and pariyatti of pativeda. Would you clarify, Ajahn?
To me, I think that it depends on understanding, no matter what the word is talking about. For example, the word Samma Sambuddha. If we have heard this word, how can there be hearing the word Dhamma? See? So what is meant by Samma Sambuddha, Buddha, the enlightened one, the highest understanding. So now we are talking about his word from his understanding about the truth. So we have to understand little by little about what he said, just one word. For example, Dhamma. As soon as we heard the word Dhamma, how much understanding? It seems like one is so very interested in understanding Dhamma, but don't know what Dhamma is. Is it true? Just heard the word Dhamma and want to understand Dhamma, or what is Dhamma should be thought about in order to be interested in the truth of Dhamma. So now, hearing the word Dhamma, Dhammadara, see, is there instantly, not forget the meaning of Dhamma. So now, begin from the very beginning, thinking about what is Dhamma, to understand the other words later. So what is Dhamma? See, to be truthful to the truth, no one else at all. Only the moment of hearing the word Dhamma, what is it? In order to not forget the truth of it, that is so very deep that we have to learn little by little to understand Dhamma until Dhamma is realized. Dhamma is realized, not anyone at all. Each word, Dhamma. So now, what did we say about Dhamma yesterday? To be Dhammadara from the very beginning, just one word. Otherwise, we don't know what are we talking about. But in truth, we are talking about now, right? Is there any Dhamma now? Just to be truthful to the truth, when there's understanding what Dhamma is. So is there Dhamma now?
I think she's looking at you for an answer. So she's asking you, is there Dhamma now? What is Dhamma now?
Yeah. Dhamma is a reality.
Okay, only this. Dhamma is a reality.
Yeah.
So, what is Dhamma now?
Is hearing and seeing.
What else?
Touching.
What else?
The body sense the cool of the air condition.
That is thinking. Again.
Thinking.
So what is Dhamma at that moment? It seems not difficult, but there must be thinking, considering to understand what you said. What is Dhamma?
It is the object and the thinking, the concepts that you.
That is more thinking. So the cool that is experienced, the cool is Dhamma,
Yes.
but is of the air conditioner. Is the air conditioner Dhamma?
Yes. No, it's a concept.
Right. So just cool is experienced.
Cooling is experience.
Is
yeah.
air conditioner felt? Can you experience air conditioner?
It's a concept that I.
Can think about.
Yeah.
So that's why Ajahn said it's just thinking.
That's
So
thinking.
the coolness is Dhamma, but it's the coolness of the air conditioner or the warmth of the cup of tea. That's thinking, not understanding Dhamma. So cool is Dhamma at the moment of experiencing. Warmth is Dhamma.
It's
Hardness is Dhamma, but the hardness of the table or the coolness of the air conditioning or the sound of the mobile phone, this is the world of thinking, stories about the Dhammas.
Yeah. I understand.
So again, same question. Is this Sara?
No, it's a concept.
Is this Sara?
No, it's a concept.
No Sara?
No self. No self.
Okay. Dhammadara never change. Anytime we talk about Dhamma, no one. It's just a reality appearing. For now, it's not Sara. What is it?
It just Sita and Rupa.
It's easy to say Nama, Rupa, right?
Nama, Rupa. Yeah.
This is not Sara. This is Rupa.
Rupa.
Why it's Rupa? You heard the word Rupa, you know the definition, but why it's not, why it is Rupa?
Because because I seeing the object.
Yesterday we were talking about the experiencing of sound. Remember that?
Yes.
And we said hearing experiences sound.
Yes.
So we said that hearing experiences just sound, not the voice of someone or the sound of music or whatever, because that's thinking.
Sound, yeah.
Only thinking knows the meaning of the words being spoken, for example. So in terms of the eye door, it's the same. What seeing experiences is not the object, like the person or the table, but just what is visible. And we don't have a word for that in English. So we call it visible data or visible object.
Yeah.
But object here doesn't mean a thing, which is another meaning of object. It means just the visible information that impinges on the eye and which is the object of the moment of seeing before there is any thinking about what the conventional object is.
Yes. Thank you, Jonathan.
So now again, is this Sarah?
No.
What is it?
Is a visible, like, think a visible object.
What do you mean by visible?
That means the eye see.
Can the eye see? In order to understand the truth, the nature of each one, when you say the eye, what is it? What about Dhammadara? That which arises, experience the object is different from that which arises and does not experience. So it has to be firm confidence to understand the subtlety of what we are talking about, even right now, in order not to forget the truth. So, what is this? Heard a lot about the truth of what is there. But in moment of seeing, at the moment of seeing, is there any Dhammadara?
Yes.
So what is this? In truth,
In truth, Sarah, like
it's
I
easy.
experience eyes experience.
Forget about the. Don't help her in Vietnamese. It's not helping. Forget about the eyes experiencing, because we discussed last time. Eyes cannot experience anything.
Thinking.
It's just thinking about it, thinking about the eyes, the story of eyes.
Thinking.
So as you said, what is seen, we think it's Sarah, we think it's Hung that is seen, but it's just what is visible that is seen. And afterwards there's thinking about the ideas of Sarah. And it doesn't matter what term or word we use, but just that which is visible is seen. But we discussed yesterday what experiences what is visible, not the eyes, and not this eye, not any kind of eye. So what experiences what is visible now?
Chitta of experience,
And what is citta?
consciousness.
What does that mean?
Like think, like awareness, like knowing.
So
knowing.
this is why it's not a matter of just learning some Pali terms, because we can talk about nama, rupa and citta, but if there's no understanding of the meaning, it's no help. So what is consciousness now? What is citta now? Can you give an example of citta now? Thinking, okay, thinking. So each moment of consciousness, each citta arises and falls away at the moment of thinking. No seeing, no hearing, no other experiencing, just thinking. What about at the moment when the visible object is seen? What citta experiences the visible object? Is I a citta?
No.
Are these eyes cittas?
I citta.
I citta?
Eye consciousness, maybe.
Okay. Is I consciousness eyes?
Yeah, eye consciousness, no, eyes. Yeah.
Is I consciousness the same as eyes? the same as these eyes? No. That's why it's not just the word consciousness, because these eyes cannot experience anything. So only Chitta can experience. So seeing now, seeing is a kind of consciousness. Seeing experiences what is seen. Not I see, not these eyes see. Only the seeing consciousness sees.
Yeah, seeing. Yeah.
Seeing.
Yeah.
Is seeing a Chitta?
Yes. Yes.
Can seeing be seen?
No. No.
What sees what is visible?
See is visible, and seeing is thinking. It invisible.
Is seeing the same as thinking?
No.
No. What sees what is visible now? What sees the visible object?
A color or
What sees the visible object now? Her English is fine. It's not. She doesn't need translation. The problem is not English. It's not English. It's better than most the other. What sees the visible object?
So now it's time to understand the meaning of Dhammadra.
I'll give a clue. Any experiencing is done by consciousness. When we talk about experiencing, we are talking about the functioning of consciousness. So the body cannot experience, right?
yes.
The body can be sensitive to things, but it cannot experience them. So the body is sensitive to changes in temperature, for example. But what experiences the heat and the cold is consciousness.
Yeah, because you experience.
Right. So it's the same at the other doorways we're talking about. When we're talking about visible object, it has to impinge on the eye, but the eye doesn't experience it. Visible object, the visible data, impinges on the eye, or the eye base, but is experienced by the consciousness that arises at the eye base. So we call it eye consciousness, because it's different from the thinking consciousness that follows it. The thinking consciousness doesn't arise at the eye base.
Yeah.
And that's your own understanding, right? Your own Dhammadra. But what about her? See,
Well, yeah.
in order to understand whether she has Dhamma understanding as her, because we have
Yes.
told her already.
I don't think we've covered all the ground.
Because
but
you see that when we talk about anything, it's one's own understanding, but not the listener's understanding yet. So in order to understand how firm it is, Dhammadra, for the one who understands, what degree, what about the listener? You can check after you have said about that.
Yeah, well, I'm I'm explaining the
Yeah.
basics, and you
So
can
now,
test
check.
her. You can test her afterwards when I've finished. But I appreciate that for someone, because it's the first time she's joined the group.
That's
Obviously,
right, but it's your own understanding, your own Dhammadra. But what about Dhamma, which is so very, very subtle? It depends on her considering about the word is heard. So how much she understand about that? You just explain to her.
Well,
Would you like
Sarah will
to
test. Sarah will test her, and then you can test her even further.
So, what is seen now?
Seeing now is
What is seen?
what is seen.
When looking at Ajahn, what is seen now?
A color.
Colour. A colour, or we can just say it's what is visible. Okay, colour or what is visible. As when there is the idea of
But
blue
not
and
the
black,
seeing.
is it
See?
when there's the idea of blue and black, is that what is seen?
Yes.
It's thinking about what has been seen already. And what sees the colour, what sees what is visible.
Excuse me.
I see. No, I can't see.
No answer for seeing yet.
No, no.
Seeing.
Because if we just tell her, then it's not, yeah. So no I see, no I see.
So seeing.
Seeing, exactly. So she does, yes. It's the seeing that knows.
No,
So at each moment now, there is a moment of consciousness, a citta arising and falling away. Is seeing citta?
yes.
What about when sound is heard? What experiences the sound? What hears the sound?
Hearing is experience. The sounds.
Hearing.
Yeah.
Is hearing a citta?
Yes.
What about when thinking about the colours of Ajahn's top?
It's a rupa. So it thinking is a citta too when you think,
Why is thinking a citta and not a rupa?
because it experience.
It experiences.
Experience.
It's the leader, the chief in experiencing the object. So it experiences the object. What about the colour that is seen? Is it a citta?
The color
The colour that is seen, is it a citta?
that being seen, it can't experience. So
It can't experience, so it's not a citta.
it's not
Yeah.
a citta. Yeah.
So it's a rupa because it
yes.
can't experience
Yes.
anything.
Yes.
Okay. So little by little.
Thank you. Appreciate. Thank you.
Now, would you like to check more?
No, I don't. That's not my way of trying to ask a difficult question, and but someone else may like to do that.
Otherwise, how can there be the understanding? How much understanding after? But
Listening
without
is helpful,
talking.
and over time, the understanding
But
develops.
in order to know about her understanding,
I don't need to know about her understanding. I'm happy just to share what I understand.
just talk. It's your responsibility. Whether she understands or not, it's not.
Each person has their idea of what may be helpful to add to the discussion.
But
so
we spend
there's
quite
no
a
rule
time.
about
We
having
spend
to.
quite a time. What about the result?
We can't help the result, Ajahn. We can just do the best we can in the discussion.
No matter who
and see what
understands
happens.
or not, we'll talk or something.
I think what I'm starting to hear or comprehend is that the subtleties between seeing, which is citta, and I, which is arupa, eye base, and hearing, which is citta, and the ear, which is rupa, ear base. So little by little only.
If there is no eye sense, no eyes, no eye sense, can there be seeing? No. So for the seeing, for the citta to arise, to see the color, there must be eye sense. And this is what Jonathan was saying, the visible object must have impinged or contacted the eye sense, otherwise no seeing.
Yes.
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 So for the seeing, it needs two things. It needs the visible object and it needs the eye sense. Is the eye sense a citta or a rupa?
I sense is a rupa.
So can it see?
No, it can't experience.
So tomorrow when we ask what sees, will you say eyes see?
No.
No, because it can never see, because
Yeah.
it's a rupa.
Seeing is a see.
Only seeing can see.
Yes.
Yes, that's the point.
Yes. Thank you. I understand now.
And that's the subtlety of what Tanajan was saying.
What is Dhamma now?
It's raise and fall. That's the experience. Dhamma is reality, like reality that include rupa and citta at the moment.
Any reality. Any
Reality.
reality is Dhamma.
Yeah.
So any citta, any rupa, any seeing, hearing, what is seen, any sound, any reality is Dhamma. Yes. So if we don't know what is reality and what is concept, if we think what is felt is the coolness of the air conditioner, everything is mixed up, so it's not understanding of Dhamma. So to
Yes.
understand what Dhamma is, we have to know what is reality and what is just the idea or the
Right.
concept.
Yes.
And this comes back to what we were discussing yesterday about questions like, why am I here, and so on and so forth. And we discussed how those things are just speculation, because it can't ever be known directly for oneself. Only certain things can be known, each person know them for him or herself directly. And this is what the Buddha spoke about. What can be known directly by an individual for himself or herself. So anything that is not immediately apparent, that has to be the subject of thinking to be known, is not a reality. So when there is the hearing of sound, sound is a reality. But when we are talking about the sound of a bus or whatever, that's just a concept, because it's not the direct experiencing of something that is appearing at the present moment.
Yeah.
And so we use the word Dhamma as shorthand for all these different realities that can be directly known if they appear. And they can only be directly known by understanding. So when we say sound's appearing now, that's not necessarily the direct understanding, because everyone knows that they are hearing sound, but that doesn't mean there's understanding of the reality of sound, which is appearing at the present moment.
Yeah.
So that's what we are getting closer to, the direct understanding of what can be known directly by its own characteristic.
Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan.
And just to relate this back to the topic of pariyati, understanding, and dhammadharo. So when it is the study of dhammas with a little understanding, but not yet the direct understanding, we say it is the right intellectual understanding or pariyatti understanding. But if someone has heard a lot or read a lot and can repeat all the terms like nama and rupa and chitta and eye sense, but it's all mixed up, it's not really understood, then it's not even pariyatti understanding, because it's not actually understanding, it's just repeating the words that one has memorized or heard or learnt. So this is why it was saying in the sutta that hearing a little, reading a little, but comprehending the meaning, understanding right now what sound is and what hearing is, not the words, but the Dhamma at this moment. This is the right intellectual understanding. This is the pariyatti understanding. So it doesn't matter how many years one has studied or how many books one's read, but what about the understanding now of what is seen now, what is heard now? Is there an eye that can see or hear or do anything? So the understanding has to be at this moment. And it has to be the understanding that develops from understanding the realities in this way, from the wise considering, until it is deeper and deeper, until it is the direct understanding. So these are the different rounds of understanding. Yes.
There's a difference between having a grasp, a theoretical grasp of what we've been talking about, and verifying for oneself the truth of it. And obviously that the second step takes longer, because we can say that it's just sound that is experienced and followed by thinking and so on and so forth. But that is, and we can say, well, that is consistent with my experience in life, but it's not the same as directly experiencing those realities, and that's verifying the truth of what is being discussed.
What is the purpose of learning about dhammas? What is the purpose of studying the Buddha's teaching? Because this was your question yesterday.
To understand the reality at the moment.
And why is that useful or important?
Because that's the truth. That's the truth.
Why does one want to know the truth? Why does one want to understand the truth? What is it for?
Because I don't know why, but it just comes from my mind that I want to know the truth.
If there's no understanding of the truth, what is there?
The ignorance.
Just ignorance. So
Yes.
either one can continue in life with ignorance, one problem after another,
Yes.
one long story, one difficulty after another,
Yeah.
one sometimes happiness, sometimes sadness, but all taken for my happiness, my sadness, my difficulties. Or there can be the beginning of understanding the truth, that now there is seeing, now there's hearing, now there's thinking, no I to be found at all. So there can be a little more letting go of all the baggage of troubles and difficulties in life, letting go of the big weight of carrying I around and thinking of other people and things as existing.
Yes.
So the truth is the only real medicine to understanding and solving all the problems in life.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Alberto, is there any question to ask?
I was reading about this Pali word I come across is about the Nirodha Satcha. Yeah, I can only tell that we are all beginners. It sounds like we know a lot, but we just know, just like you do. We just talk a lot, I think.
I have. I just to ask you, Tang, can thinking and seeing happen at the same time?
So what about Alberto's question?
And it's you think that we know much more than you do? Do you think that I know much more, or Sarah knows more?
There's no
Okay. Is happiness real?
No. Happiness is just a concept, or it's just a Chitta, Seta, Chitta, Seka, Chitta, Seta, Seka, Jeta, Sita.
Han would like to answer the questions for you. Okay, Han, you. Every time could you ask a question, Han is trying to. So use the microphone if you want to speak, Han. Otherwise, keep quiet.
Well, I'd like to hear Han's answer.
Okay,
The happiness real. What's your question? Sorry.
You think I know more than you do? The question is about being truthful. Otherwise, what's the point of coming here and you're coming here to learn about the truth, right? Not about words, not about the definition, not about the teacher's idea of the teachings. But we are here to beginning to listen to the truth, to understand the truth of no self. So the words have to point to the not self nature of the truth. And when the words don't point to that, they're not used for it's like transferring the self into the words.
So she gave you the right answer. When you said, "Do you think this? I know more than you?" She said, "There's no one." So no one understands more or less.
Yeah, that was just my.
And I'd like to hear more about happiness.
Please.
So yeah, because in conventional word we use happiness, but in the reality it's only at one moment we feel very pleasant feeling.
Do we have to use any word in
No.
happiness there?
Yes.
So what is happiness? Because we just talk about it. Happiness. What is it? Is it something? Or what is it? Are you
Happiness.
happy now?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it?
It's an experience that, so it will be a conscious, because experience that you feel pleasant and happy
Is feeling real?
feeling. Yes.
Does it arise?
It's a real.
Yes, feeling is real.
Does it arise?
Yeah.
It's arise, and it can fall.
That's why you heard from where this and that a little thing about feeling, about rising and falling away. But the understanding, what is it? Understanding.
The pleasant of when you happy, you
What is the nature of understanding? What is truth?
Finished with happiness, we're on to understanding now. So Ajahn is asking you, what is understanding? Is it a reality?
understanding is real.
What?
It's real.
What is it?
It is a consciousness or experience thing like. No, Dhamma, yeah.
What is the function? What does understanding do in the conventional sense? What does it mean when we say there is understanding?
Excuse me. Does she know now what understanding is? Does she know?
I don't
now
know.
what-
I'm asking. I'm testing her.
But she doesn't know what is it yet.
Understanding is a chitta. No.
Yeah, but what does it? Why? How is understanding different from thinking, for example?
After you consider it and verify or consider, and then you see.
You are happy, you are unhappy, you are understanding, you can do this or that, but what is you?
There's no you.
If there's no I, is there any you? No.
No.
So no you that is happy, no you that understands, no you. So when we talk about happy feeling, we're talking about a feeling that feels happy, not I feel happy. When we're talking about understanding, we're talking about a reality that understands, not I understand. And where this is leading is, you've heard about cittas, those realities, those moments of consciousness that experience an object such as seeing, hearing and thinking. But there are also other mental factors that experience the object, that accompany the citta, such as happy feeling or sad feeling or understanding or ignorance. These are not cittas, they are mental factors.
Mental factor.
Okay, one more word, cetasikas, mental factors. So at the moment of seeing, when it arises, it has to have the help of some cetasikas. At the moment of thinking, it needs the help of more cetasikas. So understanding is a cetasika, a mental factor. Pleasant feeling and unpleasant feeling are cetasikas. Ignorance is a cetasikas. So as you said, they experience the object. They're not rupas, they experience the object, but they're not cittas. They accompany the cittas. Cetasika, yes, or mental factors, yes. So they arise together with the citta and experience the same object and fall away immediately. Can you have pleasant feeling?
Yes.
So
And no, I just the experience, the feeling pleasant.
yes, so it's
Yeah.
just the feeling itself that
Feeling.
feels pleasant.
Yes.
What about when it's unpleasant feeling? Can you feel sad or unhappy?
No, I feel just a feeling of sad.
And how long does it last, that feeling of sadness or unhappy feeling?
Very quick.
Just an instant and gone.
Instant and gone, yes.
What about when there is understanding? Can you have any understanding of what has been said?
No, I understand. It just thinking
Thinking with understanding.
With understanding, yes.
And how long does the thinking with understanding last?
Instant.
Instant. Is the citta that thinks the same as the understanding?
No.
No.
That's a Jeta
Sika is the understanding, yes. And can that understanding experience an object?
Yes. Yes.
Is it the same object or a different object from
Same
object as the thinking it accompanies?
Same
yes.
object.
And falls away together.
Yeah.
Yes. At that moment of thinking with understanding, can there be seeing?
No.
Why not?
Because that thinking is different of seeing. Like
Yes.
it go on at a time.
One at a time. One citta at a time, accompanied by several cetasikas, one object at a time.
Yeah.
All gone.
Yes.
The thinking about I a moment ago, is it there now?
No, gone.
Gone. So whatever happened before is all gone. The thinking a moment ago, the seeing a moment ago, the hearing a moment ago, all gone. Are they important? What all those cittas and cetasikas that have gone? Are they important?
It can accumulate. So it will be important at the stage like understand a little bit, but it is
It accumulates. Good answer. But the one that has gone, so it's not important because it's gone completely. Yes. So whatever occurred in life before, whatever difficulties, whatever happened, whatever seeing there was yesterday, whatever tasting at breakfast, it's all gone.
Yes.
No importance at all.
Yes.
But the understanding can accumulate.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's now. That's the problem of the teachings. It's now. So we hear about something and we start thinking about it, and we think about this reality, that reality, but it's gone.
Yes, it's gone.
So we try to know what is not there. Why do we want to know what is not there? Because it's not there, and that's why we are learning the Dhamma, to learn the truth that is not there.
That's right.
You know, can seeing feel?
I'm sorry.
Can seeing feel?
Can seeing,
Feel.
feeling. No.
Why not?
One at a time. So seeing is seeing.
What
And,
arises with seeing?
After think.
We're talking about the reality of feeling
Feeling, yeah.
So before you told me that, is feeling a citta or a cetasika or a rupa?
Cetasika.
Cetasika. The citta which sees, can it arise alone or must it have helpers arising with it?
It must be a helper.
Must have cetasikas arising with it.
Yeah.
So Ajahn's question is, at the moment of seeing, is there feeling arising as well?
Yes. Yes. It's got a helper.
It's a helper. It has to have feeling, right, yes.
Can feeling see?
Not really.
What do you mean, really?
The main is seeing first.
The question is, can feeling see?
Can feeling see? No,
Why not?
because it need citta is seen first, and then
First, what do you mean?
like
We said they arise together, so not first and second, they arise together.
together.
And you said the seeing sees. What is the purpose of the feeling?
Also together, yeah.
They arise together and the seeing sees what is visible,
Yeah.
object.
Yes.
What about the feeling? What does the feeling do? Or what, yes, what is its purpose
same
or function?
with the
Does the feeling see?
feeling. Maybe yes.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Dhammadra.
Or when I asked you whether you feel pleasant or unpleasant, you said no.
Yeah.
You told me the feeling feels pleasant or
Yeah.
unpleasant, or not pleasant or unpleasant.
That's right.
So the feeling doesn't see, the feeling feels pleasant or unpleasant, or neither pleasant or unpleasant. So this is a function of feeling, a different function from seeing. It arises with seeing, but only the seeing sees. The feeling that arises with it, in this case, feels neither pleasant or unpleasant, it just feels neutral.
Neutral.
It feels neutral. What about when there is thinking with anger? What kind of feeling is there when there is thinking with anger?
Anger is cetasika.
Cetasika. And what about the feeling at that moment? What kind of feeling is there when there is anger?
The feeling is a citta.
Is it happy feeling, pleasant feeling, or unpleasant feeling when angry? Or
Unpleasant feeling.
unpleasant feeling.
Yeah.
So when thinking with anger, there's unpleasant feeling. When thinking with joy, there's pleasant feeling. When seeing, neither pleasant or unpleasant, just neutral feeling. So feeling has a different function to seeing. It arises with every citta, but it just has the function of feeling pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. It doesn't see, it doesn't hear, it doesn't think, it doesn't get angry, it just feels.
Okay, so that's why you say seeing is a seeing, hearing is a hearing. That's the purpose.
That is the function,
The
the
function.
purpose, yes. So
Function.
seeing just sees. It doesn't feel pleasant, it doesn't feel angry, it just sees. Hearing just hears.
Yeah.
But the feeling just feels.
Yes, and that was
Pleasant or unpleasant or
Ajahn's
neutral.
original question was, does seeing feel? And so what's the answer?
So my question again.
Does seeing feel anything?
Yes, they arise together.
Does seeing feel? Yes, seeing and feeling arise together, but the question is, does seeing feel?
I don't know.
Does feeling see?
The different function.
Yes. So what is the function of feeling?
Unpleasant, pleasant or neutral.
It feels pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. What is the function of seeing?
It's just a seeing.
It just sees. So can seeing feel pleasant or unpleasant? No, because it just sees.
Just seeing. Okay.
So seeing cannot feel, feeling cannot see.
Yes. But we all the time, when you're seeing, you will got the opinion like you will feel like angry or you feel pleasant or unpleasant. It will accompany with, but
You will.
yeah. But it
Just different dharmas arising and falling away, not you who does anything at all.
Yeah.
Seeing arises with neutral feeling, falls away later, much later, thinking with anger or thinking with kindness and different kind of feeling, but not you will.
Yes.
Just different dharmas,
Dhammadhara.
dhammadhara.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
Just some words before we continue on about the Dhammatara. Yesterday I contemplated on the term, and I find it's really relevant in showing clearly that there's no things at practice, because just the development of understanding from hearing the teaching, considering, and it arises again the moment of Dhammadhara. So I thought it was wonderful that we could learn about this term.
If there's no clear and firm understanding of the word or the Dhamma, it cannot go on to the end. That's why beginning to understand clearly, firmly, about one word at a time. Are we now talking about Dhamma? What Dhamma?
Reality at the moment.
What is only one at a time, one Dhamma at a time?
Yes.
And what is it?
What?
What is it?
I would like you to mention a dhamma, any dhamma, to consider more. Like we've just been talking about seeing and we've just been talking about feeling. Can you mention any other dhamma?
Through five sense and thinking, like one Dhamma, hearing.
What is Dhamma? What is Dhamma?
Sounds and hearing. Reality again. Reality is the
Each reality arises now,
Arises now.
unknown, until we learn about it one by one. For example, feeling, right?
yes,
Can you understand feeling right now?
yes.
Which one?
I can't understand. It just the understanding.
Yes, but it's now. What is that? Only now. What is that? What kind of feeling is there feeling right now?
Happy,
Happy feeling,
feeling.
right?
Yes.
Can happy feeling like something?
No.
Why not?
Because happy. Don't. I don't know.
What is the function of the feeling, the happy feeling?
Just a pleasure. The function is a pleasure. Oh, feel.
It just feels.
Feel. Yeah.
So it just feels. So can it see?
No.
Can it hear?
No.
Can it like anything?
No.
Because
The function of that.
the function of the feeling is just to feel.
Just to feel.
Just
Yeah.
to feel pleasant or happy.
Yeah.
And liking is a different reality.
Yes. Okay. Feel.
Can they arise together?
No.
Liking and feeling, happy
No.
feeling?
Happen one at a time.
I think they arise together in the same moment of consciousness. But they don't need separate moments of consciousness. Liking and the citta, the consciousness that likes, can be accompanied by pleasant feeling. There has to be some feeling
Yeah.
accompanying each moment of consciousness. So
Okay.
if it's liking, then obviously the feeling will be pleasant feeling.
Yes.
And if it's disliking the object, then it will be unpleasant feeling that accompanies the consciousness.
Okay. Yeah.
Said one citta at a time, like seeing or hearing or thinking, but each citta has to be accompanied by many cetasikas.
Yeah.
So
So this one is
There has
Citta-Sika.
to be, yes, so
Yeah.
liking is a cetasika,
Yeah.
feeling is a cetasika. There's feeling with every citta. But when it's thinking with, like you said, when there's thinking with anger, there is unpleasant feeling at that moment.
Yeah.
So when there is thinking with liking, at the moment of thinking and liking what is tasted, pleasant feeling at that moment
Yes. Okay. Got it.
together.
Together. Yes.
Let me just ask if anyone at home would like to add anything or ask anything. Zita or Anne or anyone? Zhao?
What kind of feeling is there now?
Happy.
Can it see?
Can I see? Can it see? The feeling see. Yes.
Consider carefully what has been heard. Can the happy feeling see?
That's why we don't study Dhamma just for answering, but to understand the subtlety of Dhamma, which is so very subtle, even is there now. Who can understand it as not anyone or anything at all? One reality at a time. Whatever is there is a Dhamma. No one at all.
Can see.
What is the reality that can see?
Seeing. Seeing
Seeing consciousness.
consciousness.
Can any other reality see?
any other reality perform that function of
Sees.
seeing?
The eye sense.
Can eye sense see?
It can't experience, so it
It can't experience, so can it see?
can't
No.
see. No.
Because it's a rupa. It can't see anything, it cannot experience. So forget about eye sense. So seeing can see. Can any other reality see? Can feeling see?
Can be feeling.
Seeing feel?
Oh, they can't do it at the same time.
Can we continue this discussion this
Oh my
afternoon?
Do they have the same function?
Seeing and feeling. Yes.
They arise together. Do they
Yes.
have the same function?
Different function.
Different functions. So can seeing feel?
No.
No. Can feeling see?
No. Different function. A feeling.
Feeling cannot see
See.
because it has a different function.
Yes.
Seeing cannot feel because it has its own function of seeing. Can
Yes.
hearing see?
Different function.
Different function, yes.
So even though you may have seeing and feeling arising together and experiencing the same object, but they have different functions.
Different function.
So
yes.
only the seeing sees the object. And the
Yeah.
feeling that arises together with it doesn't see the object, it feels the object.
Mm.
So same object but different different functions. It's
But they arise
difficult.
at the same time.
arise at the same time and they experience the same object,
Yeah.
but they have different functions.
Different function.
Yeah.
Yes.
It seems like now we are learning to be reasonable about what we are talking about, but it's not the point of just to find the reason for this and that, but to understand the so very subtle reality right now. For example, the eye, which is conditioned for seeing. Can anyone see it? The eye?
No.
Why not? Always why not? Why? Or
Because
why not all
there's
the
no
time?
anyone. There's no self. So
That's why I begin from the very beginning, just one word at a time. Not to be forgotten about the truth, the subtlety of what is there. For example, seeing. It's not the eye. It's not that which is seen. Are they different?
they are different.
What is the difference between the eye, the seeing, and that which is seen?
The eye is object of seeing.
See, no matter how long we talk about it, it depends on considering, beginning to understand the truth of what is there, which is so subtle. If we try to find out by reasoning, it's not the understanding. So now, when we use just the word Dhamma, what does it mean?
Reality.
So, reality, so no one,
No one.
little by little, understand what is meant by reality. It means that which is real is there to be studied, that it's there as different from other moment. For example, when we talk about seeing, who knows the difference between that which is seen now appears and the seeing does not appear? Learn to understand the subtlety of Dhamma, to understand, to be Dhammadara, never change at all. What is there now has fallen away forever, never to arise again. Begin to understand what is meant by that which is conditioned to arise. As soon as it has arisen, it falls away, because there are only conditions for its arising. Learn a little more of that which is now appearing, and it's not just it's there to be known or studied, it is there to be realized. Otherwise, why do we study it? To understand it as no one at all, because of this and that and that and that, on and on. It's the moment of letting go, clinging to that moment, to that very object as something permanent right now. See, nothing appears, arising and falling away. So what is true? What is the ultimate truth in life from birth up to now? So many moments of avijja, no understanding of the truth at all, and just learn to hear about the truth, just to hear about citta or cetasika or dhamma and so on. Never enough, because as long as it's there unknown or thought about at all, what is about learning about it for years? Because to understand it, it's that which can be realized, but not at once, not instantly, but to understand it gradually. And the moment of understanding gradually, it's moment of letting go. So very subtle attachment and ignorance. That's why when one heard about one word, there can be thinking about it, even no question about it, but they can be considering about it by just the word Dhammadara. See, Dhamma is real, but no understanding of what is real right now. Enough at all. For example, there is pleasant feeling of what? See, thinking or dreaming, or what? Pleasant feeling. Seeing this, or what? Or seeing this, can it be pleasant feeling?
Yes.
This is the way to learn about what is heard, about the truth of it. Not limited moment at all, any moment. There must be a reality conditioned already. That's why no one can make anything arise at all, because the ultimate meaning of Dhamma is reality. For example, seeing without the eye, without that which impinges on the eye base, can never be seen at this very moment. So any moment what is there is conditioned. We learn to understand what conditioned that moment to arise, just to arise, and then fall away, unknown, on and on and on, again and again and again, until there can be a little more understanding of each reality, like seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. In the day, each day, only seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. So many different realities at a time by conditions. For example, sometimes the feeling is so sad, not pleasant at all. And sometimes it's so pleasant that it conditions smiling or laughing. Different moment and so on. Just learn to understand what is there in life. Otherwise, no understanding of the truth of what is there as Dhamma. Not anyone at all. That's why it's not just listen and try to answer, try to find out, but understand the truth. What is there now without the words of the one who has realized the truth? No one knows about it at all. About this moment. What is there now, this moment? It's there now, but no one says anything. Because in truth, it's gone. Different moments. And what is there is unknown about the truth of it. For example, seeing it right now is not that which is seen. One sees, the other cannot see. And the one sees, what is that one? A reality which arises to experience an object. Otherwise, how can there be birth and death? And birth again, death again, non-stop, by conditions. Just consider whether it's true. And this is only what we say, pariyati, first level of understanding what is there as it is, not the word about it. For example, seeing is real. See, just that. Who knows that it's not real? Because it's there now, real. But when it's gone, can it arise again? And that's the meaning of Dhamma. All Dhammas are anatta, not anyone, not any permanent things at all. So is seeing permanent? Why not? Not enough at all, just remember the word, but to understand the truth. From the very beginning, no one at all, there are only conditioned realities to arise to be different from moment to moment. Is that true?
Yes.
Because as you said, each one falls away immediately. So cannot be permanent, cannot last.
That's right.
Because it falls away. And without hearing and considering and understanding about these different dhammas, there is no way to let go of the idea of I and you and something. So this is the purpose, to understand the truth, that no one is here, no one is there, nothing is here, nothing is there. So the three levels of understanding are the pariyati, intellectual understanding, and the direct understanding of realities, and then the realization, the insight and enlightenment. So it's not levels of pariyati, it's three levels of understanding: the pariyati, the patipati, and the pativeda. This was how it should be corrected.
And the truth of no one there is actually part of the truth. It's the truth that is realized at the first stage of stream entry. But there's more development to follow after that.
I just want to ask Gon whether what has been most interesting or useful, because you've listened a lot but you haven't joined a discussion before.
Because yeah, it's all about understand, like how the feeling that what you said before. For example, if someone one day, if someone give you 10 million, how you feeling? And you're gonna feeling like that 24/7 or all year long?
So even at this moment, there is feeling just for a moment and gone instantly. So never I am feeling anything,
Yes.
no matter what is given. It's just a moment of experiencing,
Yes.
a moment of seeing, a moment of hearing, a moment of bodily pleasant feeling.
Yep.
Actually, seeing just sees, hearing just hears. So at that moment it's just thinking with pleasant feeling,
Yes.
or thinking with shock, unpleasant feeling,
Yes.
just for a moment and then gone.
Yep.
Thinking about the story of being given the money and I and you, but actually no I, no you, no money.
Yes, that is mean you have panya.
Not I have panya, no one has panya.
Mm-hmm.
Panya may or may not arise. Panya is understanding.
Yes.
Just for a moment,
Yep.
at a moment of understanding, the seeing, the hearing, the truth now. But never I have panya, never someone has
have
panya, never Ajahn has panya,
Yep.
never the Buddha has panya,
Yep.
because it's just a Dhamma that arises by conditions and is gone. It accumulates, but what has gone is of no significance because it's completely gone.
Yep. That is mean like everything is anatta.
Everything is anatta,
Yes.
and what arises and falls away is also dukkha,
Yep.
unsatisfactory because it's gone.
Yep.
Even the panya now
It's
is
gone
dukkha.
too.
Is dukkha.
Yep.
It's gone. It cannot last.
Yep. Thank you.
No one who has anything,
Yep.
ever.
Thank you.
I think your point, though, Gon, was that feeling doesn't last. It changes. Even pleasant feeling from the good object. And that is one of the meanings of dukkha. The second meaning of viparinama dukkha, that it's bound to change. But when we talk about, when the Buddha spoke about dhammas being anicca, impermanent, he was talking about the impermanence of the momentary dhammas, not the change over time that you are referring to. But both kinds of change occur. The momentary change of every conditioned reality, and the fact that pleasant feeling, for example, doesn't last. It can't keep re-arising or forever, only for a certain time.
Why is it not possible to make pleasant feeling last?
Because it's rise and fall, so
It rise and falls.
impermanent.
It's impermanent,
Yeah.
and it's conditioned. And is there any I that can do anything? Can I make pleasant feeling arise now?
No, it is because of condition.
No I to control, no
Yeah.
I to make anything arise.
Yes.
Can any I stop unhappy feeling or sorrow from arising?
No.
No. When there are conditions for unhappy feeling arises, but it also falls away immediately.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah.
So is some level of understanding permanent? Even a little bit is not known. But the point of the teaching is not just to understand the truth, but to realize the truth. Not just say it's not permanent and all. So now, just the moment of seeing. Seeing sees what? Right now? That seeing? Seeing sees what?
Seeing what? Sees what? Sees what?
What to see.
What does it see?
Dhammadara.
Does it see a jam?
No.
What does seeing see?
The seeing see the visual object. Visible object.
Dhammadara, it sees that which appears now, seen.
No, not a
That
person.
which appears now seen, seeing sees that, only that which is there now seen, right? When we change the word, what about the understanding? So seeing sees what? What is seen? The answer is so quickly.
Seeing is it is a chitta, and see like you
Seeing sees what, or what is seen by seeing. It's there now, so subtle. How long it will take to realize the truth? Never change at all. Quite a long, long time. That is the way to let go ignorance and attachment. Because the moment of realizing the truth, no one, see, it's not just now, no one is seen. But at that very moment, the truth is there, no one. Because it's so true of what is seen, is there known, realized. So what is seen now?
a visual object.
That is the word you remember. But no Sarah, no glass, no table at all. Is that right? When you say visible object.
Yeah, no Sarah, no. Yeah.
Can it be realized? Moment of seeing, no one there at all.
No one there at all.
It's not just the word, it's the truth.
It's the truth.
It has to be realized, otherwise the idea of someone is seen is there. So now, again, what is seen? And it can be a little more words about it to help. In a moment, because seeing cannot arise 2 moments at a time at all. Only one moment of seeing what is seen. Same answer. See, when it's understood, never changed Dhammadara, what is seen. No matter when, where, what. It has to be as it is. So again, in a moment of seeing, what is seen? Same question, same answer. We cannot change the answer at all. See, but it's not firm understanding yet. That is not Dhammadara, see.
Because you say it's what is visible, the visual object, and this is right. But then Ajahn says later, well, what is seen? And there's doubt and confusion. So because it's not firm.
Yes.
But actually it's just what appears now, just what is seen. No one there, nothing there. So a little more understanding when it accumulates, no doubt, no matter how many times one's asked, no question. No one there, nothing there, just what is
I got your
seen,
point.
just what is visible.
So when you say visible object is seen, it's only the idea, right?
Yeah.
But the truth Is it just like what we say?
What we see is a seeing.
So it's time when there is the understanding, not kunsara is seen. Because at moment of seeing kunsara, it's not seeing. It's thinking
Right now.
about the shape and form. That's why we learn a little more to have firm confidence of the truth that is so far from now. This is only moment of hearing the word of truth, to consider the truth, to be Dhammadara, until it appears as what is seen is no one. So how can it be? Because anytime they're seeing, something is seen, someone is seen all day, from day to day. If there's no understanding of the realities, different one at different moment, and begin to understand the other reality, that they can never be at the same moment at all. That's why learn to understand more. Never forget what is seen is only that which is seen. So now, any moment seeing kunsara, it's still kunsara is seen, right?
Yeah.
Not yet the moment of realizing that no kunsara. Until then, 3 levels of understanding Ācariya Sujin. Until no kunsara, so no one, no thing. Little by little, it's so true. If there's no understanding of the ultimate truth that it has to be realized, we just think about the words about it and have only just thinking about the word about it. For example, seeing sees what it's seeing. It's a moment of experiencing that which is seen. But the reality which experiences that which is seen does not show up. No matter how much we talk about it, it's not time yet for it to appear. And when it appears, can that which is seen appear too? The question. How deep it is. But the truth cannot be changed. That's why we begin to understand what's Dhamma. Not permanent, not anyone or anything at all. It's just when it's there and then gone. In truth, it just arises and falls away more rapidly than what we think about.
Plenty to consider over lunch. So I think we pause now. So we'll continue this afternoon at 1:30.